is ours. Eyes, throat, mouth, and for measure, the jewels of the South.
Thank you for telling us the strategy, man. Thanks. Hi YouTube, welcome back in how. My name is Cypress and today we'll be watching a video by Casual Geographic. This is 100 men versus 1 gorilla. Everything you need to know.
100 men versus 1 gorilla is just the newest online debate brought to you by people that have way too much time on their hands. And I'm no better because here I am making
Me neither. I don't have anything better to do with my time.
video about it. Because it's quickly gone from silly Twitter talk.
There's men discussing sports, men discussing fighting a gorilla.
What's clear is one side is getting drastically overrated, while people obviously aren't taking the other side seriously. Plus, I love animals and arguments, so if you're looking for a video to eat your lunch with, or to be the soundtrack of your commute home, I'm going to break down the question you probably didn't care about in the
The gorilla punching the cameraman because the 100 men wasn't enough.
first place, and by the end, you'll wonder how this was ever even a question.
I don't understand where this comes from. I really wonder, like, what started this debate? Where did it come from? Who started this?
So here's the full truth of whether 100 unarmed men could beat 1 prime silverback gorilla. But first, we gotta understand what force of nature we're up against. Now, I do have a couple recent videos on gorillas, so to not repeat myself too much, I do advise that you check those out for further context.
Go check them out.
But basically, everything we thought about gorillas back in the day was wrong. They're giant, non-violent, fart-happy pacifists, and the most
They fart happy? Farting happy?
dangerous thing about them is they can misunderstand regular human actions as an act of war. So while yeah, if you
Yes.
smile at a silverback enough times, he eventually will put beats on you like a Cherokee drum. Most times a gorilla is just worried about the 6,000 calories he eats a day. And thank the
Jesus,
stars for that.
6,000?
Gorillas are built like the
I wish
developer
I could eat 6,000 calories a day.
had something to prove. They took the human model and said, drag to resize. The result is an alpha ape with a stronger bite force than a grizzly, allegedly. Hands that can crush a crocodile's.
Look at those hands. It looks so human though. That's like the thing that fascinates me, like how similar we are.
And just strength that we really have no way to truly comprehend. That man fully didn't plan to get casually ragdolled, but plans are always subject to change when you're around the prime ape. Gorillas might default to peace, but life is multiple choice. The question is, what kind of carnage comes when they choose violence? It's hard to imagine what a fully malice-motivated gorilla can do because it takes a lot for them to get to that point. The first phase of conflict involves using
Oh, those teeth. Wow.
body language and gestures to send a message before hands even have to be thrown. Because for an animal that can spend over 12 hours a day eating, wasting calories on fights is poor resource management. The second phase of
makes sense.
escalation usually involves pushing, grappling, and screaming in really short bursts. Gorillas fight the way they fuck. What I mean is, the phase they run are like how they're hung. Not long at all. Because
What?
again, most times gorillas don't actually want to fight. But what about when they do? Yeah.
Just throwing that.
That would be phase 3, and that usually happens when 2 silverbacks throw down for control of a group. Losing such would mean losing the 3 Fs: food, family, and the FCC won't let me finish, but stakes can make these fights to the death, and here's where we can see what gorillas are truly capable of. I found a research paper that detailed the injuries sustained in gorilla-on-gorilla.
Observation of severe and lethal coalitionary attacks in wild mountain gorillas.
Based on that, you see a pattern. Those teeth are for more than just undressing trees, and losers are often found with lacerations
Oh my
and puncture
God.
wounds all over the body. And unlike a leopard, which leaves small puncture wounds, the canines of a gorilla cause large gaping tears in victims. Even if the gorilla's bite strength has been exaggerated, which we will get into, then puts them at the level of a hyena. One gorilla named Inshuti had his foot completely crushed with the tips of his fingers and ear bitten off. Gorillas also use their arms, not really to punch, but to use as battering rams, and they've also been known to pull chunks of hair out with their hands. So safe to say, a gorilla's stiff arm to the back would crack your constitution like a glow stick, and could dislocate or break human bones by accident. And with many victims also recorded with bite wounds to the face, you'd probably be able to unlock your iPhone from 20 feet away after a gorilla puts jaws on you. So what chance would an army of humans have against a 500-pound berserker? Well, hot take. Gorillas have been drastically overrated in many ways. First as fighters. Gorillas aren't efficient fighters, they're more physical brawlers and grapplers, and with everything I've said, most fights last anywhere from a couple seconds to 1 to 2 minutes at the most. Also, as strong as gorillas are, their strength has been overrated. There are some animals that just get more and more OP the more people talk about them. Chimps have been said to have the strength of
Oh my God, look at these muscles. What the f—
8 men, when really it's closer to 1.5.
Oh,
It's
one
just
and
that
a
they're
half.
stronger
That is still a lot though.
in all the ways that can kill you. And grizzly bears are already big enough, but then you got people claiming they can decapitate a full-grown moose with one swipe. Now, what idiot would say that? And this debate has people swearing a gorilla would rip a whole man in half like a phone book with nary a sweat. I knew the gorilla propaganda peaked when this was an actual debate. Dr. Strange could conjure up 14 million realities. You won't find one where a plus-size protein-packing primate can do anything to a full-strength grizzly bear taking him seriously. Especially since there's a much smaller predator known to give gorillas problems.
Look closer, he's in there. I don't see anything. What am I supposed to see?
Gorillas have been documented getting preyed on by African leopards.
Wait, was there a leopard in there? Oh, I would get killed.
Even with jungle leopards being bulkier due to less.
Wait, what am I supposed to see?
Predator known to give.
Yeah, I don't see him. In the tree?
Gorillas problem.
Look closer, he's in there. I don't see anything. What am I supposed to see?
Gorillas have been documented getting preyed on by African leopards.
Wait, was there a leopard in there? Oh, I would get killed.
Even with jungle leopards being bulkier due to less competition, that's still an at most 180-pound cat past tensing Optimus Prime. Now let me be fair, these are rare and leopards usually go for hoofed animals, wild pigs, and monkeys.
Did you see that flip? Wow!
Big and too social to be a regular on the grocery list, so it sounds like my whole point is trash. But that same paper listing gorilla on gorilla violence also showed the aftermath of leopard attacks. In those reports, all leopard victims took bite wounds to the head and
The human one! In the neck!
most of the arms, with lacerations localized about the neck and claw marks on the trunk. So even though it is rare and a one-on-one between a silverback and a leopard might murk both, if a gorilla can struggle with less than 200 pounds of predator, a 900-pound deratio would give Harambe a bunkmate. Also, against 100 men, there are some very real issues that could be game over for the gorilla. The big one is endurance. Gorillas are dangerously close to being hot girl fit. They're best using explosive bursts of energy, not sustained strain over a long period of time, and a fight against 100 humans would likely last hours. Which is really bad considering compared to us, gorillas have poor temperature control. Gorillas don't have as many sweat glands as humans.
They don't?
If we're talking about mountain gorillas, the thick fur would make it a 1-on-1 versus 1. The men and the risk of heat stroke. That is if the ape doesn't just have a heart attack. Cardiovascular disease is the leading risk of heat stroke. That is if the ape doesn't just have a heart attack. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in gorillas in zoos.
Okay, so what I'm hearing here is that 100 men will defeat one gorilla.
And 70% of male gorillas in zoos suffer from heart disease that'll past tense them prematurely. Now that might just apply to zoo gorillas, but it's still a factor. Another is the very temperament of the gorilla is highly non-confrontational. They're more likely to run away than run a fade. But most importantly, the brawling, grappling build is not a good combat style against multiple enemies. We know that cause there's another African predator that's been giving gorillas hell, and you may not have even realized it. And it's weird because for a while,
do they
gorillas
attack
and
them in
chimpanzees
groups?
seem like they were on good terms. They've been recorded foraging together, and they'll even have their version of primate playdates. That all changed when the chimps started chimping. A couple years ago in Luongo National Park, scientists witnessed a gang of 18 chimps jump a gorilla family of 5. That's 3 females, 1 baby, and a silverback. The turf war lasted an hour, and even with the silverback apparently testing ragdoll physics, throwing chimps in the air, and even managing to injure 3, eventually he was surrounded and chased off by 9 chimps. The adults got away, but the chimps managed to snatch the baby gorilla of the group, which was promptly eaten. The second attack involved 27 chimpanzees and 7 gorillas, and this time, the silverback made a business decision and immediately climbed out of the trees and fled the scene. Yes, comparing chimps to humans is comparing Durians to jackfruit. The moral here is the one gorilla can not only be overwhelmed, but neutralized by numbers. Because if there's one thing that's being dangerously underrated, it's the power of friendship. Don't laugh, I'm serious. If you remember this picture, then you know this was the 100 men, 1 gorilla.
Pick 2, they will defend you. The rest is coming to kill you.
Gorilla of 2018. It's pretty self-explanatory. Everything here is coming for your life, except the 2 you pick to run defense for you. And I'm just gonna kill the suspense. If one of those picks isn't the 10,000 rats, you have no idea how big 10,000 is. Add eagles for aerial support, and the rest of the field would have over 200 rats to deal with each. And it's cause the power of plurality is one of the most broken strategies in nature. Mobbing refers to an anti-predator behavior where prey animals approach, harass, and sometimes attack their own predator. It's how one animal can shift an almost impossible matchup in their favor. One hyena to a lion is a chew toy. Add 20 and it's a life lesson. Pilot whales have been on record chasing orcas out of high competition areas and even actively following the sounds of orca hunts.
Why does he look so scary? Why does he look so scary?
There's plenty of examples of weaponized unity in nature, but probably my favorite case of what's akin to a mob happens off the coast of South Africa, where first seals have to risk their spot on the census every time they check the fridge, cause the seals can't go out for groceries without the chance of running into the biggest predatory fish on Earth. Every year, great white sharks will gather around fur seal nurseries and snatch any inexperienced pups. The problem is so many sharks show up that a seal can dodge one great
they come
white
with many,
right into the jaws of another. You've seen this movie. There's an alternate ending. Scientists have recorded fur seals squatting up into one giant group and using their numbers to turn on the sharks closing in.
Nice.
And as the mob gets bigger, the seal force gets more confident, leading to them escorting the 20-foot assault submarines back out to sea. So with all this, now it doesn't seem like a stretch to favor 100 men over just one gorilla.
And I'm hearing it, now that I'm watching this video, I'm like, okay, maybe it's fine. There will still be people injured, but in the end, you will win, I guess.
Could argue that the seals and the other mob merchants aren't actually getting physical with their final boss. That's true. Everyone's asking if 100 men could off a gorilla. No one's asking how. Well, that's why I'm here.
How?
But first, obligatory, don't try this on a gorilla, or at least don't blame me for the consequences if you do. In a fight against a simian weighing a shack and a half, it's all about attacking the weak points, and a gorilla's weak points are the same as ours. Eyes, throat, mouth, and for measure, the jewels of the South. It's all about delivering damage that actually matters, and to do that, someone would have to perform the Draymond Green special and go for the eyes and blind him. Someone else would have to suffocate the supersized simian, either by bear hugging his windpipe, which only Tarzan backpack.
Thank you for telling us the strategy, man. Thanks.
Or by shoving your entire arm down his throat. And since you're already negotiating your arm elbow deep in esophagus, you'd also have to pull the gorilla's tongue out. I call that the leopard.
I'm starting to imagine all of this. This is pretty sick. Don't do this!
Because a 73-year-old once soloed an attacking leopard by reaching into its mouth and ripping out the leopard's liquor. And speaking of grab and pull, someone would have to be elected to perform Draymond's final smash and go for the gorilla's unmentionables. Hey, don't judge. This is war. The rest would have to use their combined strength to pin the primate down, with the remainder delivering kicks to the gorilla's flank. The most powerful natural attack.
You know what? This all seems doable now.
That would
maybe you guys weren't that crazy.
One problem though, this is still a gorilla we're talking about. Even with everything I said about their strength being overrated, a gorilla fighting for its life would show you destruction like you've never seen. It doesn't matter how many men, the method, or the facet. For those first few, their only outcome is a closed casket. Even if numbers eventually win, those first dozen or so men would be.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There are people gonna be injured, maybe someone dies, but in the end, 100 men will win. Couple of people that have sacrificed themselves along the way.
Mutilated or straight up murked. You can argue that if I can mention that 100 men running over the hill would intimidate even a gorilla, witnessing men getting mauled and disfigured would inflict psychological damage. There's an argument that witnessing the sheer carnage would weaken the resolve of the others, destabilizing the army. And you have to remember, if mobbing is natural, doing so in a way that guarantees a portion of your team sees Tupac live isn't. Even animals like hyenas will fall back if they sense they don't have enough of an advantage in a clan fight. But there's a catch.
There's a catch?
The tweet that started all this said...
Oh, this is the one that started it? I think 100 people could beat one gorilla. Everybody just gotta be dedicated to this shit. Yeah.
If men can watch bunkmates get blown to bits in a war, then you can find 100 willing to die by the gorilla. If they can withstand the visceral reaction of seeing jaws getting detached, limbs getting dislocated, and a field of open fractures, 100 men would definitely beat a gorilla. And the moral of the story? We have strayed so far from
my viewpoint has changed. I think 100 men could beat a gorilla with a couple of people that have sacrificed themselves along the way. Only I don't know why we would be doing this. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, this is the part where I do the annoying thing and turn a tweet made by someone who definitely wouldn't pass a P-test into a lecture. But like I said in the other video, gorillas have already been getting the middle finger from humanity, either in the wild or in zoos. Whether it's trophy hunting or bushmeat, habitat loss, or an unsupervised wild or in zoos. Whether it's
is he chopped in half?
Trophy hunting or bushmeat, habitat loss, or an unsupervised minor, humans have the highest KD ratio against our green machine cousins. Because a gorilla has never been on record life depriving a person, even when they may have had a reason. Yet the mountain gorilla is nearly in bed with extinction mostly because of humans. But not all humans. Some dedicate their entire lives to the welfare of this giga ape, which is why I will be donating to Virunga National Park. Not only do they treat and protect the gorillas there as family, they often have to risk their lives regularly going against poachers. That and the fact that I made a video detailing how to murk an endangered species makes my soul itch, so link down below if you'd like to donate as well. I'm not kidding when I say they're family. This man was seen comforting one of his young gorillas after his mother died. And fun fact, Virunga National is where we got this gem. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Fun little video that nobody should take seriously. Nah, but I think I'm gonna start doing the animal versus animal face-off videos again, so let me know what animal matchup you'd like to see me yap about. There's one I've been wanting to get into for a while. Friendly reminder that I have a book, 100 Animals That'll Bleeping End You. I'd say more, but the name's no marketing. Also, I have a Patreon, but reminder that your money's probably just gonna buy me lunch, so don't spend a check unless you've always wanted to indirectly feed me Wendy's. Or you might just fund my next trip. I mean, all this talk about gorillas, who knows? Maybe I'll go see one. Oh, shit. But yeah, drink water, hug your mother. Please don't gang up on a gorilla. They've been through enough.
Yeah, don't do that.
And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Newest Casual Geographic just dropped. Hi, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please don't forget to give a like to the video and subscribe to my channel. I also stream live on Twitch and on YouTube, so follow me on Twitch or just turn on the notification bell on YouTube to know when I go live. I hope to see you there. Bye!
Yeah.
Watch this.
Look at, see, now look what you did. Look, he's gonna steal Peach right now from me, and he's gonna get double stars. Look.
Let's just steal your girl.
Yes.
Hello, motherfucker.
You got stars.
What the hell?
Wait, you're Mario?
Yeah.
Brave, bro. Brave.
We played before.
Yeah. Okay, start with these. Good to go?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait.
I love the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Time to go to Hogwarts. Let's do this.
This one going higher, Balloon.
Yes, we are, dude.
I didn't say we are going there.
Raceway. I think this is what I played last time.
Really?
Where were you 5 minutes ago when they were
I wasn't paying attention. Clearly, dumbass.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah. Dumbass.
The guy who wasn't paying attention calls you the dumbass.
Yeah. I'll do it again. Don't want to pick
Nope,
a
it's
new one?
fine. Nope, it's fine.
I haven't played this. What the hell is this shit?
We raced,
Mario
dude.
Kart.
Mario Kart. It's Mario Karty.
No. I rolled that dice. Well, okay.
Nine.
Oh, damn. 69.
69.
Holy
Fuck you.
Did you aim for that?
I was trying, dude.
How?
This is
I
full
was
of
looking
shit.
at the dice.
There's no skill to that.
Yeah, there is.
Full
You
of
just gotta look at it.
ass.
Watch, I'll do it again right now.
You gotta look at it. You just gotta look at it.
What I need to roll to get there? 10?
Here he goes, man. Here he goes. First up to the tee.
Alright, here we go.
And there he goes.
Let's see what I'm gonna get now.
I was aiming for that.
Here we go. Now you can get 20. Hello.
Alright, here we go.
You just nod off. How tired he looks.
Here we go.
He just woke up. Alright.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Nice, not a
No, it's
5.
not.
Yeah, because he gets like a free object.
I want that.
Oh shit. That's sick.
That's good.
Payday double
Good.
dice. That's really good.
The key is you have to just not think. You just gotta not think. You just gotta go.
You gotta not think.
You gotta
Payday
go,
double
hey.
dice.
You go, hey, how are you? Boom. Fucking bitch. You know what, man? Listen,
You just get 10 coins.
I got further than you. Look at that. Boom. I'm rich.
I told you.
Damn it. Alright, Brian's gonna get a 7.
Come on. Please. Just one bit of luck.
6.
No Nogla here. Make me good.
Oh.
Yes. See you later, fuckboy.
Damn.
Oh no. What's this?
Just crashes right into a wall.
You go ahead. You skip ahead. You go way ahead.
What?
That's not good.
It's good for me.
I mean,
Why you laugh at me?
New game.
Oh, for fuck off, Evan, already. Come on. We just began.
Oh, yes.
ooh, everyone could get coins though, huh?
The fuck is
teasing him.
this shit?
Oh, where's my camera? Oh, you gotta find.
What is this?
Dude, I've never seen this one. This one's cool.
What do you guys do? You gotta find the dude on the bench?
You gotta match the picture.
Oh.
match
Ah, here we
picture.
go. Get that footage. Get that goddamn footage.
Look at that guy.
All right, everybody gotta find Ice Cream Man, Ice Cream Retard, Ice Cream Retard, Ice Cream
Yeah,
Retard.
we gotta find him.
Where he at? There he is.
There he is.
Oh.
Don't you want it to be as close as possible?
Oh shit!
What?
I didn't look up.
Oh, fuck, I don't get
I
it.
didn't look up.
Oh, come on. dude.
48. 48.
Round 2.
You have to like wait till like the actual background's doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Fucking dog dick.
Where is this guy? Where is this guy? Where's this guy? Where's this guy?
Oh, you zoom in, huh?
Yo, where's this guy? Yo, where's cocksucker?
Fuck.
Where is it? I don't know where.
Keep looking.
To the right.
Where is
To
this
the
guy?
right.
I don't
Where
see
is
him.
this guy?
I don't fucking
There
see
he
him.
is.
I don't fucking see him, dude. You the guy in the foreground? Guy
He was
in the
right in
foreground?
front
Tyler
of
gets 69 for that
Ah,
fucking
whatever.
picture.
Okay, gotta find these damn. Aha. Okay.
The gay pride dude.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That was weak. That was definitely weak. That was terrible. There's no lamp in the actual picture. Shit.
Bro, where the fuck are these little gimps?
I thought I ran out of time.
Oh, there they are.
This is bullshit, man.
Well, no, you.
Zero.
87.
They're in the photo.
87 points.
Whatever, dude.
Points at the beat. 87 points.
Can you get Tyler's voice?
Fucking yourself.
It's not fair.
It's not.
It's 69 points, Daddy.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
You know, I'm trying to think.
Snow, yes.
Oh, it's me and my monkeys.
Oh shit! Actually, this one you destroyed us last time.
You're a fucking autistic little Mexican.
God damn
Get
Ow!
on, monkey. Get
the monkey!
monkey.
Come on, Brian. You got this practice.
Monkey
run.
took
You
the
got
shot,
it.
dude.
Take
Yeah, why
cover
are we
behind our bodies. Take cover behind our
fucking-
bodies.
9-turn practice runs. The fuck are we doing?
Ah, what? I got spawn killed. I got spawn killed, man.
Okay, get him. Get him. Get him. Get him.
Start.
Oh, you're such a fucking fighter!
Yes!
You did it! Good job!
I got one monkey.
I almost said it!
Brian.
I almost said it!
You got.
You guys did it in perfect, the nick of time, I went to say.
Yes.
Dude, you guys got 20 for that?
In the nick of time.
Lincoln poop.
Turn.
Alright, hold on. I gotta look at the board now.
Louis
Unlucky
is
space.
getting out his calculator.
Oh shit! Is Yoshi gonna get?
Pythagoras' theorem.
Yoshi's gonna get the
Trying
star,
to figure
isn't
out.
he?
No,
Let
no.
me just go to my chapter of probability. Let's figure this one out.
No, you know what? You know what? Look, if I can't get the star, Terrorizer can get the star.
Wait, what?
Wait, is he selecting someone on the board that's gonna move the fucking star? You little Mexican.
No,
No.
not the star.
Me?
What is this?
Come on, please. Wait, max out on lodestones? What is this?
Nice, dude. Good
You
job.
can't. A rock that can't be discarded until.
Oh,
Wait,
it
I-
takes up your
You got 3 item slots
space?
all used up. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Wait for me.
That's awesome.
Wait.
That's awesome, dude.
I thought
Wait,
that
what?
thing.
So you can't use items?
No, he has rocks though. He can use his rocks.
What did I do to myself? I thought that was gonna push us off this road.
What did you just do? Bro just drove off a cliff laughing.
I put rocks in my pocket.
What did you just do? I was like, lodestars, I'm there. Oh god, what's a lodestar? What's he gonna do to me?
Dude, hold on. Think about this though. I bought that item just to.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Oh.
Fuck you, bitch.
Oh, wait a second. Wait, no!
Wait, you
no,
do it.
no,
Okay, there you go. There you go. That's what I wanted. I wanted this
no
right
way!
here.
No way!
What is
This
this?
is make a thing
What
move!
does it do?
This is the thing I wanted to hit. Damn it.
Tyler, you
Look, look.
fucking read!
Look.
What is it doing?
Here we go.
Look, watch.
Watch you now.
Look at him past the star. Look, they're gonna-
The star!
See you later, Star.
Oh, yes! Yes! Thanks, man. Thank
nice.
you.
Hey guys, how's it going?
You fucking mong.
Well, damn, dude.
Evan, you're the only one that can fucking get it.
Yeah, but I want to get it this turn. Damn it. It's gonna be a long time, dude. Just drive straight into the tree.
Hey, allow me to nab a star. Oh,
Oh,
who has the most?
Thanos is the only one that's gonna buy.
No, but
Who you stealing from? Who you stealing?
Evan's got the weakest finger skills, unless it's the guitar.
I can just pretend it's a guitar.
I'm gonna get the
Pretend I'm
most-
tapping the guitar.
Wait, how do you know his fingers are weak?
My ass.
That was good. That wasn't too bad.
Actually, do you know what? No, it is not bad. I was expecting like.
Oh.
Wait, look at. If all of us choose him though, right? When we pass that thing, if before he passes the star, he won't be able to buy it.
Yeah,
His fingers
no
will
one's
be
gonna get a
tired.
star.
He won't be able to finish this game.
Versus Louis again. Let's hope it's one of the ones where he can never win.
Yes.
Oh, you guys got a trap. We gotta work together.
Got him.
Oh, God, it's
We
bitch
got
ass.
this shit.
Get him.
Yeah, this guy's an
this
idiot.
guy-
This guy's so dumb. This guy's dumb. He
Got him.
doesn't know what he's doing.
Man, what's it? What he's dumping? What's that thing?
Sandbagging. He's sandbagging.
This
He's
motherfucker.
dumping. What's he doing?
He's illegal
dumping
dumping
sand.
on the side of the road.
He's dumping sand.
No, we don't.
Sorry, ready up, Ryan.
No. Okay. Sorry, I get lost in conversation.
Okay.
I'm just enjoying conversing with Nogla.
Oh, shit, we're gonna have to time this shit.
Oh yeah. Come on. You're so fucking shit. Engine, relax.
What do you relax? Tell me when. No! Yeah! Got his ass! Got his
That's what
ass.
you gotta do. Trap
Yes,
his ass
that's
in
what
a
you
corner.
gotta
Trap
do.
in a corner.
You ain't going nowhere, Mexican.
That's way. Yup. Ice done got your ass. There you go.
He's so sad. Look at him. Dude.
Yes.
Oh no, I got to go back to my family.
Yeah, get out of here, you fucking. All right, come on, guys. Let's see this shit.
Whoa.
Oh shit, sorry.
What's that?
Wrong
Is that
one.
a
Wrong
wet-ass-
one. Sorry. B. Yes. B.
No,
Better,
it's
right? Yeah.
it's an Italian slur.
Wet ass pussy.
It's
Yeah.
no WOP. It's in Ford versus Ferrari. It's pretty funny. He calls it
What
the
does
Ferrari
that
one.
mean? What does
It's
that
the
mean?
N-word for Italian.
All right, what can I do with this rock?
Like asking, what does the N-word mean?
It's like not really that offensive because.
Bitch ass.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's not offensive because it's so obscure. No one gives a fuck.
No one gives a shit about that.
All right, who's gonna let me borrow coins?
How am I doing? I'm doing okay for coins.
Look, it doesn't even
Take them
matter.
from Evan, dude.
You can take from.
Fuck you. He's just.
It looks like Yoshi's coughing.
All right. What are we doing, huh?
I think you get payback on that Italian man.
Yeah, the green guy.
Not that one. No, the other red one.
I don't mind if you do me.
Random. Let fate decide. Let fate decide. That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Get your money
All
back.
right, let's see. Let's see.
No, I'm
Let's see.
probably not
Let's
gonna
see.
get as much because you're over there button mashing. In 2 seconds, it's all over.
I feel like this one doesn't really
Listen
matter.
to him. Listen to him.
See, it doesn't
No,
matter.
wait,
The
that's
button
all
mashing
wrong.
does-
Back. I got
See?
him back, baby. Check the serial numbers on those bitches. I bet they're the same ones he stole from me.
It was the exact number too.
All right, come on. Here we go. Let me try to roll another 3. Let's do this shit.
Hit a 1, dude.
Luigi time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's you're not. You're actually. Oh wait, never mind.
What's this? What does that mean? Oh
You
shit.
lose something.
Bad. It's bad. It's not good.
This sucks, dude. Okay, not too bad.
That's
that was
not that bad.
That was probably the best thing I could have gotten. Whoa.
I don't know. You could have carried rocks. I'm carrying rocks.
I know.
Yes, you are. You got Dwayne Johnson on that bitch.
Wait, do we Todd Johnson?
Fuck!
Hey,
It's your father. It's your father.
Fuck off, Dad.
Come on, kid. All players lose coins. Watch this. Ready? Ready? Boom. All players lose coins. Nope, no, just me. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Taxes.
Character's funny. I like him. He's actually way more funny than the other character.
Waluigi?
Something that involves snow. Jump the gun.
The gun.
Oh shit, what the hell is this?
Oh yeah. Okay, you gotta shoot each thing and use as a platform.
What? Oh.
Yeah. So like, I could do like every second one.
Okay.
All right.
alright.
So you can.
Start.
Guys.
Oh god.
That's it.
You're gonna take your baby steps, dude. You're not gonna win this one.
Oh shit.
Are you laughing at my team? Oh my god. Evan.
How did they get? Dude, what? I think we did the wrong strategy because we barely left our like our house street, and they're like across the world. They were going like probably like 18 blocks at a time.
We're going like 4 or 5 at a time.
Okay.
You were building the whole bridge.
So technically, it was.
Also,
Back to my channel. Today is another reaction video. Like the video on your way in, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to be reacting to a sequel from a prior reaction that I did of Shoe1Head's Men Deserve to Be Lonely video, and apparently she got some backlash over it, so yeah, we're going to see her response to that backlash and see what all the backlash is about.
If you guys are unaware, my last video was the one I've been working on for a while called the Male Loneliness Epidemic. If you haven't watched that video, please go watch it first before you watch this one, so this all makes a lot more sense, and then come back to this one. Link in the description. Now, although there was a lot of support for this video, there was also a lot of hate. A lot of hate. In fact, the most hate that I've probably ever received on a video ever, and if you're familiar with the content I make on this channel, that should be shocking. From angry femcells calling me ugly to angry incels saying I'm a grifter who only wants to make money or something. Ridiculous. Men are lacking purpose, and a man will crawl through broken glass for a purpose.
And there's a lot of truth to what you're saying there and in the whole video, which is worth watching. That video has 1.5 million views in just the last week.
Thanks, Matt Walsh. You're my greatest ally. My male loneliness video was the fastest growing video on my channel to date, and there is a reason for that. It resonated with a lot of people. I got hundreds and hundreds of comments every single day by men venting in my comments section, feeling like for once they were being heard and that they were in a place where they could talk. It was simultaneously the most heartwarming and heartbreaking thing I've ever seen. And this discussion blew up so much that it eventually reached TikTok.
So apparently there's a male loneliness epidemic right now.
Aww. Is this the consequences of your own actions? Men get recognized for the useless things that they are in society. And what do men do? Oh my.
He says, laying in bed? Yeah. Men are the useless ones.
My God, I'm lonely.
Is there a male loneliness epidemic right now, or are more and more women just progressively realizing that there's a lot better things to do in life than be stuck with a toxic, insecure man?
I don't think we're in the middle of a...
Better things to do right now, or are more and more women just...
Listen to this very feminine sounding man. Listen.
Just progressively. Is there a male loneliness epidemic right now, or are more and more women just progressively realizing that there's a lot better things to do in life than be stuck with a toxic, insecure man?
Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. This is what a lot of men are turning into because of feminism. Just emasculated, feminized men. Yep. Just turning into simps. Bowing to women and whatnot and thinking they're going to get pushed. Maybe some of them do, but not in the way that they think.
I don't think we're in the middle of a male loneliness epidemic. We're in the middle of a mass female awakening.
Yeah, you look so awakened.
You're just reaping the consequences of your terrible upbringing, your own actions.
Some men are lonely because y'all are fucking creeps.
Y'all deserve to be lonely, every single one of them. This is their fault. Fuck them. Deserve to be lonely, every single one of them.
This lady with the fucking the cow ring in her nose. Huh.
Their fault. Fuck them.
Men's loneliness epidemic that's going on. That sounds like it really sucks. Just wondering if they have considered smiling more.
Wow, that's a really funny joke. I've never heard that before.
Have the men just tried smiling a little bit more? You know, I'd recommend smiling more.
Have they tried smiling more?
Have you thought about smiling more? Maybe they should smile more.
Maybe they should try to smile more. Have they tried smiling more?
That's awful. Have they tried smiling?
Is this why people think women aren't funny? Bleak. Now, TikTok isn't the only place where this insanity happened. The thumbnail of my video went viral on Twitter, which led to some of the most funniest and unhinged reactions. So we are going to go through some of these and talk about them, as well as some of the angry comments I got from the manosphere. Let's jump into it. Male loneliness is not real and not valid. Men are lonely because they are terrible people. Why the should anyone have empathy for men? Men were born bad. Men are subhuman, and their loneliness can't be cured because they can't relate to actual human beings.
Wow. Subhuman, eh? Okay.
Most men are born useless and are meant to die alone.
Lovely.
Nah, male suicide rate needs to be higher, actually.
Can you? Oh my gosh.
Actually, these men are 100% the most misogynistic demons on the planet and deserve every bit of loneliness they feel.
I mean, this is why MGTOW is growing. Men are like, we're like men, us, we're like, we hear all this shit. We're pretty much in Canada and USA. I'm in Canada, but it's just as bad as it in Canada as it is in USA, where I have to be careful when I go out there, especially because I'm low on the attractiveness scale from 1 to 10. I'm a 4. And I have to make sure I don't stare at women. Like, even just to admire her beauty, I can't do that because they'll call me a creep and call the cops. And that's happened to me before. So, I'm not going to take that risk. But yeah, this is why MGTOW is growing a lot. Because of all these misandry reviews towards men. They want us dead. They say we deserve to be lonely. We don't deserve anything. That we deserve what we get. That we should. Yeah. So. So okay. Yeah. Okay. And we heard it. Okay. Fine. We're growing our way, which means that we don't mind being alone. We're starting to find peace and happiness by being alone, actually, because it gives us a lot of time to do things like fishing, carpentry, hiking, you name it. Anything that we wanted to do, we're doing it, and we're enjoying life. I mean, we were before had no problem dedicating our lives to providing for our family, for our wife and children, but that's not viable anymore. So yeah. We're just gonna enjoy life now.
LOL.
LOL.
You don't understand the pleasure it gives me to see these men crying and depressed. Imagine losing in the world that is literally built for you. This is an insane...
The idea that the world was built for men is absolutely ridiculous. The world was built by men, but it's very clearly built for women. Women are the ones that reap the rewards of the world that has been built.
Keen question to ask, considering how society continues to fail women and girls at every turn. Crazy how men's well-being is considered a communal responsibility, but women's well-being isn't even considered. Oh, how delightful! A tweet from Earth 2! I'm so tired of the idea that we must have infinite empathy for men's loneliness while women are sexualized from fucking birth. We are assaulted, harassed, raped, and killed for something we didn't choose to be. But boo-hoo, the poor men and their inability to make friends. You know, we can talk about multiple things at the same time, right? Also, it's deranged to say that society doesn't care about women's sexual assault. We have domestic violence shelters that we can go to. Men don't. Men being assaulted by women, men being raped is all played off as a joke.
Yep.
Facts.
When a little boy is molested by an older woman, it's seen as cool and hot. Society is fucked up all around. It's not a competition. It is not a zero-sum game. My video can exist alongside your advocacy for women's rights. As long as you're not saying dumb fucking shit, I will stay out of your way. I don't give a fuck about male loneliness. Like, bro, if you can't meet a girl, just dial up the queer homie and hook up like a normal person. God.
So that's where it comes from. It comes from people who can't get with the opposite sex. So the only way they can get some is by getting with the same sex. Got it.
If men are lonely on an epidemic scale, why don't they just cuddle and make out with each other?
What? This is the real epidemic going on. Fat, ugly people who can't get anyone, so they think, I'll just get with another fat, ugly person who can't get anyone.
Why don't they just befriend and date each other? Problem solved. I love this advice. Just be gay. Honestly. Simply become gay. Are you a lonely man? Are you a fucking loser? Consider sucking dick Tell me why I, as a queer woman, should take time out of my day to care about men and their issues. Quickly. I'm not disabled. Why should I care about disabled people? Why talk about unions or workers' rights when I'm self-employed? If I only cared about causes that only affected me, I wouldn't even have a YouTube channel. I mean, yes, you don't have to care. You don't have to care about everything. But it doesn't affect me, so why should I care is just a terrible reason not to care. There's no such thing as misandry, just women who have had bad experiences with men and have woken up.
Imagine if it was the other way around. There's no such thing as misogyny. It's just dudes who've had bad experiences.
There's no such thing as racism. Just white people who have had bad experiences with black people. That's you. That's what you sound like. Can't stand this sort of pathetic pity party. We live in a time of abject plenty compared to any other time in history. Yeah, stop being depressed. You have a bunch of cheap plastic shit from China. Line goes up, world more gooder. Male loneliness epidemic, and it's just them not being able to get laid. Like, we really don't give a fuck. I love how this is always the go-to when it comes to this conversation. Oh no, the men aren't getting laid. But if you, like, actually talk to some of these guys, like, even if you talk to some of these incels, the ones who, like, don't hate women, they're gonna tell you that it's not really about sex. It's about companionship. It's about friendship. It's about having a girlfriend, a wife, a family. And a lot of these people were like, well, you know, that's why we should just legalize sex work. And honestly, I don't think that's a solution. Maybe it's like a temporary one, but it's kind of like putting a band-aid on a broken leg. I don't think paying for meaningless sex with a stranger is going to solve the problem. In fact, it might make it worse over time. Instead of male loneliness epidemic, call it a cis male unfuckability crisis. It's just like what I said in the video. They have to add cis now because they don't want to insult trans men. Men suck. I hate them. Oh, not you. You're not a man. Yikes. Bruh, when they stop killing women, I'll stop generalizing them. Maybe I'll start worrying about their loneliness when they stop unaliving and raping children and women. Yeah, lonely guys, stop raping children, and maybe you won't be so lonely. What's all this hubbub about male loneliness? Y'all are acting like you're oppressed when I've opened myself up to friendships and relationships with you just to get told I have sucking eyes. That is hyper specific. Not everyone is your ex-boyfriend. All of men's problems are created by themselves. How is it women's responsibility to fix them? Seriously, why is it always women's job to fix everything? Any chance to blame other women she seems to always take. LMAO, you are the problem. It's you carrying water for the patriarchy and blaming women for men feeling lonely and radicalized. I find it repulsive anytime I see a woman like her do shit like this. It makes me actively turn violently against things that even I would originally think are nuanced topics. And also, yes, men are lonely. No, it's not up to women to fix that. Fuck off, Nazi bitch. Things I blamed in the video. Technology, social media, dating apps, and the commodification of love. The media, low wages, the housing crisis, social alienation, lack of community, the left not speaking to men, the feeling of having no purpose. Things I didn't blame. Women! Now this might...
I will. All of that is true, but I will also blame women. Women have a part to play. Just as men have a part to play in women not trusting men.
Come as a shock to you, but not everything has to do with women. Sometimes we can talk...
To play. Just as men have a part to play in women not trusting men.
Come as a shock to you, but not everything has to do with women. Sometimes we can talk about other things. Sometimes those other things are not women. My video was about society as a whole, and yes, that includes women. I never said it was women's responsibility. I think I mentioned women like once, and it was to say that women are also lonely, but that the media and society treats women's loneliness much differently than it treats men's loneliness. And yet, thousands of tweets and comments about how I was apparently blaming women, and how it's not women's fault. It's to the point where I'm like, is this projection? Do you think it is your fault? But again, my video was not about you. My video was about men. And if you want to listen to a video about women and women's problems, like I said in the original video, tune into literally anything else. Go to any college campus, turn on any TV show, watch a CIA ad. She's so embarrassing, made an entire career out of being a pick-me. You didn't watch the video. and I'm not going to. Well, I didn't watch the video because I'd rather shoot myself than sit through a shoe video. Can someone take one for the team and watch this vid to get an answer? I'm sorry, but it was a 20-minute long video. I have ADHD, and I know some of y'all do too, but I know you motherfuckers are watching 5-hour YouTube documentaries about shit like iCarly. I know you can take time out of your busy schedule from being the most miserable people on earth and watch a 20-minute long video. Here, does this help? Are you paying attention now? She doesn't need to say it's women's fault for us to know exactly what she means. This is like bordering on schizophrenia. Yeah, she didn't say it, but we all know she did. This is why I advocate for mental health care to be free. We need to get these some therapy. Male loneliness.
Yep.
No, I don't advocate for mental health care to be free because they will just use it as an echo chamber.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, never mind.
This male loneliness that. Do you know how isolating it feels to almost never be able to develop genuine friendships with men because they see you as nothing more than an object for sexual conquest?
I wonder why that is. Just have a little look at the profile picture.
Yeah, you see in a profile
I'm gonna
picture.
tell you something. Not many people probably.
She sexualizes herself because she wants a validation and attention all the time. So men can't help look at women that have sex, especially ones who are heterosexual. They're gonna look. They're gonna admire the female body and be attracted to it. So, you know.
Have told you in your life. It's not about you. I get that the friend zone is a very frustrating thing to deal with. Trust me, I know. Nothing worse than enjoying being friends with a guy, but not having a romantic attraction and having to cut him off because you don't want to lead him on or hurt him. It sucks being girlfriend zoned. But coming into this conversation, basically like, woe is me, so many people want to fuck me, is a little insane. Like, maybe if this discourse was about the friend zone, this would make sense. But this is like barging into a conversation full of starving people and being like, I ate too much chicken tendies, you guys. My tummy hurts. Like, get out of here. Women got sick of men creating a society where women were second-class citizens, so now men are facing.
I don't understand how you can think that men are the second-class citizens in a world where the men had to go out to work, the men had to go to war, the men had to do all of the hard things, and all you had to do was wash some dishes. Do you not see how that is a privileged position? We have all of these women on TikTok crying about how they have to work a 9 to 5 and how the economy is so hard and the cost of living is going up and oh, it's so hard to work. At the same time, it's like, you wanted this.
Yeah.
You saw the fact that men were doing all the hard work and you said, I want to do that. I want to do that. That's where my sense of purpose is coming from. Wait a minute. I don't have to do the difficult things in society? Damn oppression.
Loneliness. Yeah, this is payback to you for not letting women vote decades ago. You personally. Men failed themselves. They built a whole system for their benefit, and in the moment it starts to crumble because the oppressed class they've always subjected, women, is waking up. They start to put the blame on us. Cowards and dangerous misogynists. So first of all, nobody's putting the blame on you. Nobody did that. I didn't do that. You made that up in your heads. And second of all, this system wasn't created for the average man. It was created for the rich and powerful. It benefits the rich and powerful.
Yeah, it was made for the rich and powerful, and that's why women were allowed into the workforce in the first place. That's why they gave women the right to vote, because if you could bring women down to the level of men, you could stop women being these untaxable creatures that got to sit at home and not have to work. You bring women down to the level of men, you can tax the crap out of them too. And then you've got an even bigger economy because now you've got twice the amount of people in that economy. And who's looking after the kids now that all the mothers are in work? The system. And you can create schools in such a way that indoctrinates more slaves, sorry, I mean workers, to buy into and work for your system. Yeah, it's made for the rich and powerful, and the rich and powerful are going to find any means to make money. So if a few small, loud women are saying, we want to work, we want to be just like men, the higher-ups who've got all this money and always want more money are going to think, hang on a minute. More money!
Yep.
They have their boots on our necks, and the handmaidens are like, oh no, they look kind of sad. I'm sorry, who has their boot on your neck? All men? You know who has their boot on your neck? These satanic pedophiles in charge of our government. These soulless demonic corporations that would throw your mother into a wood chipper if it made them make an extra penny. That's who has the boot on your neck. Not Joe Schmo working 2 jobs so he doesn't get evicted. Here's some male loneliness discourse for you. Do you ever at all, even for a second, consider the problem is you? That maybe, just maybe, the reason you're lonely is that you are an awful human being, truly just awful, and that it's right that you are lonely? It's fair. I mean, yeah, they probably do consider that. The suicide rate doesn't lie. Maybe if some men weren't bigots. The solution to male loneliness is literally just being a better person. I love that the implication here is that lonely people are bad.
Do you know what's so funny is that the men who they are projecting about and saying, you deserve this, you deserve that, is the dudes that slept with them and didn't call them back. It's the dudes that they want that don't want them because they're hurt by that, and they're saying, yeah, men deserve to be lonely, men are trash, men deserve this because one dude has hurt them. What's so ironic and quite funny about all of this is that the dudes they're referring to, that they are like, yeah, you should be lonely, are not the lonely dudes. Those dudes aren't lonely. What's so crazy about all of this is that the men that is the topic of this video, these women don't even have a clue that they exist. They don't have a clue. They've never even spoke to one. They've never even seen one because they're invisible to them. And I guarantee you, if they did, they would feel sorry for them. 9 times out of 10, like I'm telling you, they would feel sorry for them. But they don't speak to them. They don't talk to them. And it's all a projection. The guys that they're saying, yeah, men deserve to be lonely, you guys are awful, are not the men that are actually lonely. I just want to put that out there.
Bad people. Every lonely man is just a bigot and a racist and an Andrew Tate fan. I guess it makes it easier for them to like not care about this if they paint these people as the enemy. If you dehumanize the enemy, it makes it easier to sleep at night.
Yeah, that's true too, but I just think that they're projecting the guy who hurt them onto the male loneliness epidemic, and they're not realizing that this is not those dudes.
Suppose. Now, I started noticing a reoccurring pattern with a lot of these accounts. A lot of these accounts getting mad about or like dismissing the male loneliness discourse. Many of them have OnlyFans. This is relevant because like out of everyone on earth, why would
of course they still want them to be lonely because they're buying their own
those
fans.
people be so mad about someone wanting to solve or at least bring attention to the male loneliness epidemic? This is like a crack dealer getting mad at people talking about crack addiction. This is your opinion, and this is where it belongs. Have a good day. I can say that, okay? I'm a YouTuber. That's far more degrading than being an OnlyFans model. Her face looks like she's pandering to pedophiles.
Oh my gosh.
That makeup style is so catered to pedophiles. They're actively trying to make themselves look like kids. Ah yes, children. Notorious for wearing big fake eyelashes and 10 pounds of eyeliner. What? Can't stand this bitch and her side part. Bitches with this makeup style piss me the fuck off. They always wear that type of makeup. Looking at her makeup, I already know the type of person she is. You can just tell by her makeup. Not to be rude, but that makeup tells everything I need to know.
Okay.
Her makeup says everything I need to know. This is literal NPC behavior. Not watching the video, blindly spewing the exact same insults. Just, I have no argument and I must scream. They don't even know why they're mad. They just saw a woman in the thumbnail of a video about men and their brains just broke. Her makeup doesn't look like ours. Her hair is styled differently than ours. Should I be like extra cute in this thumbnail? Would that piss them off?
I'm not like other girls.
Why do we hate her again? Guys, why do we hate this person again? Can't form my own opinion, help. Why do we hate her? Why do all incel adjacent women look like this? When you're a woman talking about men's issues online and they can't outright call you an incel, they just call you incel adjacent, I guess. And when they're not calling you incel adjacent, they're breaking out all reliable pick me behavior. Pick me girls are so CEO of Pick Me, high priestess of Pick Me Church. So I am the CEO of Pick Me and the high priestess. Maybe this video will boost me to Pick Me Goddess. Watch out, Pearl. I'm coming for your title. Now I've already
Oh my gosh.
Talked about the pick me insult in other videos, but it's just so lazy, man. I'm so tired of it. I've been hearing it for over a decade now. And yes, there are people who absolutely do fit the definition of a pick me from both genders. Men who talk about how much they hate men, women who talk about how much they hate women. But I don't hate women. My mom is a woman. My sister is a woman. My friends are women. I am a woman. I can
I am a woman.
be women phobic. I have
Men.
women friends.
Woman.
But the insult is just so beyond overused nowadays. Every woman who doesn't toe the current line is a pick me. It's just a way to socially ostracize other women, to make you fall in line and agree with their opinions. But it's not gonna work here because I am socially retarded and borderline autistic. So you have no power here. You can't tell me what to believe. You can't change my opinions. You're not my boyfriend. I hope this bitch fails to wake up in the morning. Her terrorism still hasn't stopped. Oh my god. She's still relevant? She should have went down with her anti-feminism shtick a few years ago. I thought she would have fell off by now. If you want to know how I didn't fall off, if you want to know how I'm still relevant after 10 years, look in a mirror. You stop being cringe, I stop being relevant. Deal? Fun fact, she reached out to incel accounts for help with this video. No, I'm not kidding. Well, yeah, it's good to go to the source and talk to the people who have experience with the subject I'm talking about. I'm not lonely and I'm not a man, despite what the mainstream media may say. I do not, in fact, have a penis. Do not put in the paper that I have a penis.
We scour the internet for weird video to show you, and the other day we came across this, the weirdest we've seen in a while.
The problem is Shu just affirms them instead of converting them. Converting them to what? This is exactly the thing I talked about in my video. These people don't want to actually help men. They just want to recruit them into their little political tribe. Would it be cool if everyone agreed with me politically? I was gonna say yes, but honestly, that would be a little horrifying. That would be a very scary world. My goal wasn't to convert men to agree with me politically. My goal was just to bring attention to this issue and put a spotlight on it. It is cool when people tell me, oh, like, you've changed my mind on this, you've changed my mind on that. I love that. I love to see that. I was unaware that was my job. My job is to get on YouTube and say poo poo pee pee and everyone go ha 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 and give me money. But in this case, it was for me to go, hey, the men are not okay, and for people to go, damn, that sucks, and give me money. PragerU is sharing Shu1Head's video now. Explain to me how she's still a leftist. I personally think it's a good thing when people agree on good things. There should be more people agreeing on good things, quite frankly. I feel like a lot of good things would be done in this country if more people agreed on good things. And I don't know, I think it's pretty neat that this might be the first and last time a video that talks about alienation under capitalism and says the term material conditions will be shown to a massive right-wing audience like PragerU. But hey, don't worry your little heart, this will never happen to a left-wing YouTuber you watch. The internet feminists weren't the only ones booty blasted about my video. I also rustled the jimmies of some in the manosphere. You just want more OnlyFans subscribers. You don't care about male loneliness. She's actually a man dressed as a woman. That's why she or he is there speaking.
They think she's Blair White, don't they?
Speaking about men's issues. Fellas, protect your sanity, your seed, and your wallet in these current times. These women are shapeshifters. This chick is gonna hit the wall in 10 years. That's why she cares about male loneliness. She sees many cats in her future. They want us back on the plantation, gentlemen. Hold the line. I don't really understand what the conspiracy here in general is, though. Like I'm just talking about a subject I found important and interesting, like I've been doing on this channel. And these guys are like, stay strong, brothers. Don't give in to temptation. Why are we listening to women about male loneliness? Plenty of male figures discussing this. Honestly, I'm gonna say it, SJW behavior. Liberal.
So I feel like two ways about that comment, because on the one hand, I think men speaking to men about the male loneliness issue is needed. And I do think that men should go to other men on this topic, because women, we can't understand. And we can't speak to men in a way that's actually beneficial and useful, in my opinion. However, I think the reason that it is important that there are women out there who speak about men's issues is because there is a slim chance that other women will listen. You have to think about it like this. The women who are currently in feminism and they are currently in that mindset and they are part of the sisterhood, right? That's why they get annoyed at girls like Shu, like Pearl, like myself, who don't follow their narrative. Because I'm sure you guys have seen that Homath video where he talks about how women's status revolves around kind of keeping the sisterhood together and getting each other's approval. So you got to think, this is women's nature. And then you have feminism on top of that, which is like complete hive mindset. If anything steers out of that norm, they're gonna attack it. That's where the whole like pick me thing is. It's ostracization. It's you are not with us. You can't sit with us. It's that whole mean girl type thing. The reason that it is important that it's women talking to them is because these feminist girls have the idea of the patriarchy in their head. So anything a guy says, it's going to be, well, you just think that because you're a guy. They have this idea that men are the ones benefited in society. So anything a guy says, it's just going to be like, well, you benefit from it. So of course you're going to think that. Whereas if you're a girl, you have the leverage of being able to connect to them on another level because they can't throw that back in your face. They can't say, well, you benefit, because you can throw their own logic back at them and say, well, no, I'm a girl just like you. So if I'm a girl just like you, but yet I think something different, is it possible that we could learn something from each other here, learn something about each other's experiences? While saying this, I'm very much aware that the majority of you guys watching are dudes. However, I started this from my first ever video on YouTube, ever. You can check it out. It's over on the Debunking the Lunacy playlist. I spoke about the issue of promiscuity, and I spoke about issues among women. I see feminism as a women's issue. I see it as a problem for women. I see it as a toxic mindset that is poisoning women's brains. I see contraception as a women's issue. The reason I talk about men's issues is because I see it as a huge divide between the sexes, and stats show this. People aren't reproducing, people aren't having relationships anymore. As a woman, all I can really do is help from the women's side, right? I can work on myself to be a better woman in society, and I can try my best to encourage women to be a better women in society. Men need to do the same. And there are many male content creators that men can go to get advice about that. I'm not a man. I don't understand what it's like to be a man and to be on the path of self-improvement as a man. I do know what it's like to be on the path of self-improvement as a woman, which requires a lot of reflection. And with both the sexes, reflection requires confrontation with the shadow, which means confronting the parts of you that might not be beneficial to yourself or society and are probably quite ugly and shameful. That includes the feminist mindset. I don't believe that being a boss babe is actually what's best for women. Do I believe that going on OnlyFans can make you a shit ton of money? Of course. Do I believe that's genuinely in your best interest? No, I don't. So whilst I'm aware that the majority of people watching are men, there is a small percentage of women. And I have to keep going because the only way for that percentage to possibly grow is to keep going. And by men sharing things around, you know, it might cross a woman's path. And yes, I know most of them are just going to fob it off, call me a pick me, whatever. But I went to school. I was raised in England. I was raised without faith. Of course, at one point I thought, I'm going to be just like a man. There's no difference between men and women. Maybe not quite as full-blown as to say I ever called myself a feminist, but, you know, I definitely probably went a little bit left-leaning as I went into college, as I've spoke about in previous videos. There's always something to learn, and we can always learn from other people's experiences. On this channel, I look at men's experiences, and I look at what I can do to help that, not just as an individual, but as a woman. And I identify the problems that I see have been created by women. Just as Shu says, you can look at literally anywhere else in the world, any other channel, any other TV channel, any other radio station, and they will tell you about the problems that men have created for women. I'm just trying to even out the ball game here, because there are problems that women have created for men. And women need to fix them. In the same way that there are problems men have created for women, and it is men's job to fix them. But we need to have some balance, and that's all what I'm about. Just providing the balance and the nuance. And if you don't like it, behave. As Shu says, go literally anywhere else.
If you're woman behavior to imply that I shouldn't speak or be listened to about a subject because I'm not the correct gender. Anyone can talk about anything they want. That's free speech, bitch. You don't have to listen. You can make your own video talking about the subject, Mr. Man, but you know they're just gonna call you sexist and misogynist, so you might as well just use me as a human shield. It's not that she's a woman or cares. She's the kind of person who will only talk about an issue because it's popular. Women suddenly want to help men.
That's me! Oh my gosh. Maybe I should do a reaction to this. That's so funny. Maybe I should do a reaction to that.
But only because it benefits them and their causes.
Well, now not only are conservative women talking about it, but also the left. This is the problem with the women that decide to come forward and speak about men's issues. They don't care about men's issues. You must ask the question. Now that they're coming around and talking about men's issues, is it to help men or to win men into their cause?
Oh my
So first
gosh.
of all, let me just clear something up because some of you seem a bit confused. I started talking about these subjects 10 years ago, way back before it was popular to do so. Back when
I mean, I can't say that. I was 14.
I was doxxed, harassed, had angry feminists calling my job and trying to get me fired over mocking pop feminism and talking about men's issues. And a lot of these people coming at me now, telling me I'm jumping on a bandwagon, started like 2 or 3 years ago, when it was safe to do so. So with all due respect, sir,
stay out of my territory.
But in full seriousness, it is good when more people talk about this subject. I'm glad you talk.
It's good when more people talk about anything. I mean, like, the Me Too movement did catch predators such as Harvey Weinstein and... Is it Harvey Weinstein? Is that his name? Doesn't matter. Okay, there are issues that happen, and the more people that talk about it, then it's a good thing, right? Because you catch the bad guys. The problem is that when it goes too far, and then there's people who are trying to correctly hop on a bandwagon because there is money to be made. But that's like anything. It's not specific to men's issues. It is like anything. And people do need to talk about men's issues because it is a problem. And the reason it is a problem is not just because it affects men. The idea that men's issues only affects men is preposterous. Men's issues in terms of male loneliness is a problem that's going on with our men. But we have to take a step back and look at it from a bird's eye view and realize it's a species problem. Because if one sex is affected, literally just read the stats. Like, I'm not trying to get all doomsday here, but there aren't going to be any people left. There aren't going to be any people left. People not only are miserable today, but they're not making people for tomorrow. That is a big problem. That is a big problem, no matter where you stand on the political spectrum. That is a big problem. And even the people in power know it's a problem because they're going to have less money, obviously, if there's less people working. But even for us, like, I like people. I like my family. I like my friends. I like people, even people I don't know. I like being able to walk outside and say hello to someone on a morning walk. I like people. I don't want less people, you know? So it's like you can look at the core issue, which is male loneliness. There is a male loneliness epidemic. But it is also true that it is a broader societal issue. We need to focus on the core first. We need to, you know, treat the immediate wound. And from that, the healing can expand to the broader societal level. But you have to treat these things with care, just as if it was a woman's issue. You have to, you know, like with the Me Too thing, the actual victims, not the people who've, like, exploded the thing into space. But, like, you have to treat sensitive topics with care because, like any epidemic, there is individuals. You know, you can look at an epidemic scale and say, you know, there's this group that's being affected and all of the concerns from that, which is all relevant and true. But you have to start by giving the people who need it the medicine, the treatment, whatever. Like in an epidemic, there are individuals who are suffering.
Talk about this. I'm glad there are people like the honey badgers who have been talking about this stuff for a very...
Honey badges are very, very cool. I spoke to them when I was at the Audacity Network.
A long time. This girl is a fake who wants every man to be a castrated beta male feminist commie like her boyfriend probably is. She takes advantage of men like this. Do not listen to her. Lefty women want to help men become good feminists who devote their lives to helping women have all the power so they can make men their servants. Basically, we need to help men destroy men. That's the only way men should be helped. We women said so. Shoe on head. Real quote, never trust a woman, even if they're saying the truth. It's so weird how, like, they need to convince themselves that even when a woman is showing empathy and, like, caring about this subject, that she's just like a lying snake in the grass. Literally just a mirror universe of these fucking femcells. It's mommy and daddy issues all the way down. Ladies, be a good mom to your sons. Fellas, be a good dad to your daughters. Try to prevent creating the most insufferable, annoying people on earth, please. I don't know if it's because I grew up with a good relationship with both of my parents or what, but this gender war shit is just so toxic, man. Men and women need each other, you know, we're yin and yang, and the yin and yang is being torn apart by miserable people who want to make you miserable as well. One of the most valid criticisms I got about this video was that I didn't offer any solutions. And honestly, that's because I don't have any. I wanted to talk about the problem, but I don't know how to solve it. A lot of YouTubers and streamers and talking heads will get up on their platform and like pretend they know the answers to everything. But the truth is, I don't. I just think that it's a step in the right direction to be like, hey men, you're struggling, but you're not a bad person. You matter. And if I could...
I really like that. I think that's very, very honest. And I'm the same. Like, I don't know what the answer is. I can offer my own personal suggestions on what I think might be something to try next. But I don't know. I just know it's an issue. And the only way we're going to come to a solution is together. So people need to talk about it.
I'd snap my fingers and cure this. I absolutely would. But at the end of the day, men are men, and man problems require man solutions. And that solution, of course, is giving me money. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm reading the comments on that video all the time, and I will read the comments on this video as well. If you see some people talking about their experiences and venting about their issues and their problems in the comments, reply to them, support them, join in on the discourse. The Shoe on Head community is a very diverse community, not like race-wise, I'm pretty sure you're all fucking white, but like politically diverse, but we can all come together to talk about the issues that matter, and I think that's really cool.
I think that's very cool too. I thought this is a very cool video, and I love the fact that she did a follow-up to the initial one. But yeah, I think what she said is fair, and that's about it for my reaction. But I'm interested to know what you think. Why don't you let me know in the comment section below? As always, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up on your way out, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to make sure you're notified of all of my videos. And if you would like to give me money, you can do so by donating to the channel at buymeacoffee.com. And I think I'm now going to record a reaction to that other video that had me in the thumbnail. That's so weird. That's so weird. Okay, cool. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
Her shaming.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel. Today,
her shaming comes in the form of, well, that's called being a gentleman.
What up, guys? Welcome to.
Her shaming comes in the form of, well, that's called being a gentleman. That's called being a man. Translation, paying for women's stuff. So if you didn't know, unless you've got a private jet, unless you've got a yacht, you can't be used for your money. So that's why you need to get back in the box and stop questioning why you should be a traditional gentleman and pay for the first date with modern women. Stop asking questions, stop being rational, and keep being a useful idiot and pay up. Those aren't my words. They're hers.
I'm sorry to tell the guys that are out there that are salty in the dating world, but unless you're rolling on a private jet, on a yacht, in a Rolls Royce, dripping with Rolexes, diamonds galore, she's not a gold digger. When she expects you to pay for her the first date, that's called being a gentleman. That's called being a man. You cannot say a girl is a gold digger if you don't have a yacht, a private jet, diamonds,
What?
Rolexes, money. The Alfredo chicken from Olive Garden is not a gold digger. So just thought we'd clear things up
Okay.
now. We can move on, get back to the dating world, but yeah, that ain't it. So
Yeah, okay.
let's just let that dust settle. Let's put it behind us and get a fresh start right here.
Nope.
For a new dating experience for not just us girls, but you guys as well.
Nope. No,
Best
thank you.
of luck to you out there.
No, thank you.
So
No,
unless
thank you.
you're rich, like own a jet and a yacht rich, according to her, you can't call a woman a gold digger. Clearly, she has had enough of the average man questioning her logic and her entitlement. So now she's decided to just shame that pool of men via the "you're not a real man" method.
That's called being a man.
The number of men who actually own a yacht or a private jet is so minuscule that by only allowing those men to criticize her or other modern women's entitlement, she and others like her get to receive virtually no criticism. So problem solved. So unless you're a high net worth man, you can't have an opinion about modern women and their double think. And that double think is gender roles, bad, outdated, unnecessary. The expectation to act like a lady, also bad, also outdated, but oppressive. Man pays for the first date because he's a man. Good, really good, beneficial, actually. So if a woman expects financial benefit just for showing up, if her baseline expectation is that you fund her experience simply because she's a woman, then that's gold digging. It doesn't have to involve chasing millionaires or demanding luxury bags to qualify. Now, yes, right, there are levels to gold digging, obviously. But if her default belief is that a man should pay just because he's a man and she's a woman, and she offers nothing beyond her presence, that's a transactional mindset rooted in entitlement. That's the casual entitled dater. So she wouldn't call herself a gold digger, but she expects men to pay for everything.
That's called being a man.
She doesn't think she owes anything in return. She sees it as a man's duty. No investment, no effort, just shows up and expects reward. The thing is, though, men and women are 100% equal now. Women don't hold some special position in society anymore. So if you expect free stuff just for existing, yeah, you're a spoiled little gold digger. Doesn't matter if it's Alfredo or filet mignon. It's not about the price. It's about the entitlement. And her shaming comes in the form of, well, that's called being a gentleman. That's called being a man, being a real man. Translation, paying for women's stuff. No, it's called being a useful idiot. Not a real man. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
It would make sense to do this for a woman if women held a different role in today's world than men, but they don't. By every legal and societal standard, women are 100% equal to men. There is no structural inequality, no special societal role. You're not owed anything just because you're a woman. That era is gone. And what you can't do is you can't cling to the perks of a role that you no longer play. So if a man does choose to pay on the first date, that's a privilege that she's receiving. It's not a right she's owed. She's not entitled to free meals, free drinks, or free experiences just because she's a woman.
Yep.
It's not a right. It would be a gesture. One that only means something when it's voluntary, not demanded. If it's demanded, it doesn't mean anything. And so when women treat that gesture as an obligation, they strip it of meaning and then also expose their entitlement.
Yeah.
Existing in makeup and showing up hungry, it doesn't entitle you to a free meal and someone else's wallet. This idea that real men pay as some sort of universal truth, it ignores the fact that the entire social contract between men and women has been ripped up. And these women will cope, right? They'll cope by saying, well, if you asked me out, then you should pay. But what they conveniently leave out there is that they're also holding men to the old school gender role of being the one who's supposed to ask in the first place. They're not out here themselves asking men out on dates. Well, of course not. They're not shooting their shot. They're waiting to be pursued and then turning around and saying, well, you asked, so you got to pay. That's 2 layers of expectation already. Yeah. The man initiates and the man pays. Both are still expected from men. And she frames it like men who push back are just salty. That's her way of dismissing valid questions and concerns. If a man doesn't play along, he's labeled bitter. But guys are not bitter. They're just over being society's punching bag and ATM. And at the end there, it's funny. She's got this very passive-aggressive attitude, and she tries to soften it at the end with, let's move forward. Best of luck to everyone out there. But the damage is already done. She's drawn a line in the sand. If you expect fairness, if you ask for mutual value, you're the problem. This is exactly what modern dating looks like, or at least it's a part of it. Women demanding tradition from men while offering zero tradition back. And the moment that men start questioning it, the response is very clear. The response is, shut up and pay anyway. And that's how it goes. And clearly, that's what this woman thinks in this clip. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And as I've said in a video in the past, it's like sometimes you go to these women's TikTok pages, and a lot of their videos just, it turns into them just going back and forth with the men in the comments. It's like they can't help but nag. They can't help but nag these men, even when they start making videos online. It just devolves into them nagging men. And so it's ridiculous, but I'm going to end the video there. So if you enjoyed that, I'd appreciate a like and a subscription. I'll see you next time.
Catch you next time.
Well, Treehouse Democrats, Jillian, face potential discipline.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel. Today, I am reacting to Tom Leykis's best motivational speech. So, I haven't seen a ton of him. I'm kind of new to his content, but I have heard that he is the OG in this space. So, I can't wait to see what he says.
Because many of you take Leykis 101 very seriously. Many of you have depended upon Leykis 101 not just for information on how to get laid, but for information on how guys think, to find out how your friends are thinking, what they're doing. And many of you live it as a lifestyle. And I could not just let that go without a final class. And that is what this is going to be. I want to tie up the last 11 years of Leykis 101. We've been teaching Leykis 101 since 1998. And we're going to be taking a vacation for a little while. And so there will be no Leykis 101 classes. And so it's very important that we get this message in here. And I want to get it in for you now. There's an overarching theme to everything I have taught in this classroom. And what that overarching theme is this. The key to getting chicks, the key to getting laid, the key to appearing successful, the key to being successful, it all begins with something that I had to learn myself. Love yourself. Love yourself first. I'm not talking about masturbation, you elementary morons out there. I'm talking to you about the way you feel about yourself defines everything you are and everything you ever can be. In my life at 12 years old, I looked around an $80 a month apartment, and my siblings and my dad, who was the hardest working person I ever knew, and he just essentially spun his wheels his whole life as he attempted to make a living and support a family. The moment came when I stood up and I said the following. I said, I'm better than all this. Smarter. Got more going for me. I don't want to be caught in the quicksand. At age 17, when I was about to leave town, everyone said, why aren't you going to the senior prom? Why are you going to the junior prom? My fear was this. I thought 10 steps ahead. And I said to myself, let's say I take a girl to the prom. Let's say she becomes my girlfriend. I'm going to be stuck in the quicksand. The quicksand of people who make $25,000 a year. The quicksand of people who have 3 children by age 21. The quicksand of not going to college. Not ever being a professional. Not ever making any money. Not ever being able to say, I am someone.
Translation, women hold men back. That's true. And some men can get around it, but there's so many women. It's like they want their husband to be successful, but they cap it because they just ruin his life.
Yeah. Fortunately, I knew that at age 16. At age 12, I knew I was more than this. At age 16, I said I didn't want to get caught in the quicksand. My whole life has been about trying to improve my lot in life because I knew that I was destined to be somebody great. The problem with so many of you guys who I've talked to over the years, and I've talked to so many of you, is that you start off life thinking, I have nothing, my family has nothing, I'm just, smoking weed and drinking, and I've got my girlfriend who'll have sex with me 10 times a day. Nothing more is ever going to come of this. I'm here to tell you that I came out of the same world you're in now. I grew up dirt poor. I grew up in a family where we didn't know successful people, and we didn't know how to be successful. My mom told me ridiculous things over the years like, we don't play tennis, that's for rich people. We don't play the piano, rich people have pianos. And I said, F all that. I'm better than that. I am better than that. Over the years, I did some backsliding occasionally. I fell off the wagon. Sometimes I felt bad for myself. I felt lonely. I felt alone. And I had to get back up on the wagon. I had to get back up on the horse. In one case, I had to start going to a therapist to remind myself that I'm better than all that. That I deserve to be loved. Not by women. I don't look for love in the people I'm having sex with.
Yeah, and I think that's the really successful men, in my opinion, don't get a lot of joy from women. They're just kind of like, they're like happy they're there, but it's like they can do without it. Whenever a guy puts too much onto like women, it really holds him back in life because he's gonna spend so much time trying to make her happy, and we're not happy people. It's just not who we are. Yeah. As most of you know, I have been fighting on the front lines of the simp epidemic for years, but I need to tell you about a quiet weapon being ratcheted up against men that is rarely talked about. It's not just the relentless anti-masculinity propaganda and OnlyFans hoes causing the societal issues that we discuss on this show. Did you know that the average city's tap water contains trace pharmaceuticals and endocrine disruptors? This often includes estrogen from birth control. The average adult consumes a credit card worth of plastic every single week. That's 5 grams of plastic a week on average. So it's no wonder that the average male's testosterone is half of what the average was 50 years ago. Testosterone levels decline 1% a year, and without a course correction, we are headed towards extinction. No matter how based you are, you need to be naturally boosting your testosterone. My friends at Chalk, CHOQ.com, are on a mission to save mankind from extinction by boosting your vitality. Chalk's Male Vitality Stack contains premium and potent herbs clinically studied to naturally boost your testosterone levels, sperm count, and overall vitality. Just one of the many ingredients in the Male Vitality Stack was studied in double-blind human clinical trials to boost total testosterone 20% in 90 days. When you boost your testosterone, you'll have more mental clarity, you're more capable of making decisions and taking risks. Having high testosterone will also affect your pheromones, so women will find you more attractive subconsciously. Get the Chalk Male Vitality Stack right now on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. Use my name Pearl as your coupon code and you'll get 25% off site-wide on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. My name Pearl is the discount code.
Love has to come from within. You have to love you. And the reason you boys get into so much trouble and you have to call your professor for advice is because in many cases you don't have faith in yourself, you don't love yourself, you don't think you're ever going to be anybody. I grew up in one of the worst neighborhoods in the United States. There was no reason to believe I would ever be anything or anyone. Had I been like so many of you callers and just threw in the towel and said, F it, I'll just get a job down at the Exxon station and be done with it, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you now. In my final class of Lycus 101, I want to remind you that if what you want to do is to get laid, you have to be successful or you have to appear to be successful. And in order to do that, you have to love yourself and believe in yourself. Don't be expecting other people to pump up your ego or pump up your self-esteem. It has to come from you. You have to believe you are great. You have to believe you are better than others. And if you don't believe that, then you need to become better than others. Get more schooling. Work harder. Practice more. Practice your jump shot. Whatever it is you have to do, if you're not better than others, make yourself better than others. You'll get laid. You'll have money. You'll be able to breathe easy when bad things happen. If there's one thing I've noticed talking to thousands, tens of thousands of people who've called in over the years, it's that so many of you have no faith in yourself. You don't love yourself. You don't even like yourself. You don't think you're going to be anybody. And you live your life like you're not going to be anybody. You have sex without condoms. You take risks. You risk HIV. You risk impregnating people. You don't care because you think there's nothing going on in your life anyway. There were times in my life that I thought I wanted to commit suicide when I was a kid. Thank goodness I didn't. Because I had no idea how great it was all going to turn out. And
This is a really good speech.
Yep.
The piano just adds in the extra effect, you know.
the same will happen for you. But first you have to believe it, and you have to have reason to believe it. Start loving yourself. Start treating yourself like you're better.
And that's how they get men, right? Society always has to trick men into thinking they're less valuable than they are. They have to trick men into taking the job that underpays them. They have to trick men into bailing out the single mother, accepting less from their woman, because like society runs on the backs of betas, right? So men that like Leonardo DiCaprio, what if he got all those chicks pregnant? What would happen? Like what if he doesn't, right? But for shits and giggles, like what would happen if he impregnated all those women, just did exactly what he wanted all the time? Society wouldn't function. But what happens is they have to trick men into having low self-esteem, thinking that they're less, and doing more for nothing, accepting less from the people in their lives. And that's how society runs. It's on the backs of betas. Yeah, so, and they don't like people like me and people like Tate and people, I'm sure Lycus had issues too with monetization and that sort of thing. Because, again, if you tell men to accept less and to do less and to put themselves first, society will not know what to do with all these single women. But it's not your problem. It's women chose this. It's not you didn't, like, society wants to guilt men into fixing society when they didn't create this problem.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't make that woman a single mother, right? They didn't make that woman get a bunch of debt. They didn't make that woman get fat. Like, those are women's choices, right? They didn't make the woman keep swiping on this credit card. And men have no authority in society, so they can't stop the woman from eating. They can't stop the woman from swiping the credit card. They can't make they have no control. The only power men have is cheating and walking away. And society is terrified of what'll happen when men walk away. That's why they hate MGTOW. That's why they hate the red pill. Because men are starting to say, well, why am I even going to make all this money if, like, women can take it anyway?
Yeah.
Why am I going to go for corporate America if women can Me Too me, right? Why am I even going to get a wife and kids if they're going to fuck me, you know? And when men, when men start saying, you know what, I don't have to accept this, I can do better and I will, it's scary for women, right? Because it puts the power in the hands of the guys. Because in society as a man, you have no power, right?
Yeah.
The legal power, woman's side. The media is going to take the woman's side. Corporate America is going to take the woman's side. So what do men have left? Walking away and saying, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, what if men say, I don't want to work in factories. I don't need to have a wife and kid. I'm not working in a factory. I'm not Ubering. I'm not doing that. Like, how is society going to run? And that's why I got demonetized, is because if I tell, I'm like telling you guys the secrets.
Then all this. Pretty soon you will be better than all this. I am your professor. This is my classroom. What a guy. He's really interesting. Let me know if you guys want me to react to more Tom Leykis. I felt bad interrupting him, but I'm like, this is a reaction video, you know. It's too bad he passed away. He would have been a great person to have on the channel. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please like the video on your way out and subscribe to the channel. And let me know if there's another Tom Leykis video you want me to watch. I'll see you guys next time.
All right. Yeah, with that, I guess I'll call it night because I'm pretty tired. I'll be back on again tomorrow. Same time from 9 p.m. till whatever. All right. So thanks for watching, and until next time.
Thank you.